Specifically for me, there's one big collaborative piece that was actually commissioned for this festival.
Yeah.
That, like the festival itself, sounds from a safe harbor. This is a sea-inspired, a work inspired by the sea. It's called Wave Movements. And it's a 3-part collaboration between myself, Richard Perry, who is one of my closest friends and also a really interesting composer, multi-instrumentalist. He's best known as, the crazy redhead guitar player of Arcade Fire.
Arcade Fire, yeah.
We've long shared an interest in kind of music that goes a bit further afield from just, what we might be best known as doing. And so Richard and I agreed to write this. It's a 60-minute string orchestra and double percussion piece.
Wow.
That is called Wave Movements. It's all inspired by the rhythm of the ocean. So we actually spent time recording certain parts of, traveling around with our iPhones and recording different rhythms coming in from the waves. And we made an orchestra piece based on those patterns.
Wow.
That will have it's that the Sounds from a Safe Harbor is a co-commissioner of that. And then the beautiful side of it is actually Hiroshi Sugimoto is this really interesting Japanese photographer. I think he's about 70 years old, who has made the seascape photos that are almost look like paintings. It's just the sky and the water. And he's made an animated version of those photos for this piece.
Wow.
For me, the goal, the reason I do these events is for me personally, it's usually what opens some new, door in my creative universe is meeting, I'm most excited about meeting, some of these Irish artists or Icelandic artists and to really share something with them. And that's what pushes my personal meter forward, where I feel like I'm continuing to grow.
And that then informs the other stuff, I guess. And so the National won't be performing, but we will be seeing you guys in this interesting installation, I suppose you call it, which is, you'll have to explain in depth, but it's your song, Sorrow.
Yeah.
Played for 6 hours.
Yeah.
And filmed. I'm fascinated by this, just by how you managed to play it for that long.
You're used to having cameras on you all the time, right?
Yeah, but not for 6 hours at a stretch.
You don't give them 6 hours.
Small.
Yeah.
No. So can you tell me a little bit about that and what we should look forward to?
Yeah, that was a piece called A Whole Lot of Sorrow, and it's this really interesting Icelandic artist named Ragnar Kjartansson, who works a lot with music in his pieces, and often with endurance. So it's pieces that he staged like one aria from a Mozart opera from Marriage to Figaro, and it was 12 hours the same aria. He asked us, would you play Sorrow for 6 hours on stage? I think he actually originally asked for 12 hours.
He did? Wow.
And I got the letter first and kind of wrote him back like, hey, I really don't think the guys are going to be into this. And then Matt got the letter from Matt
separately.
Yeah, okay. and then we said Matt was kind of intrigued, and then we got excited about it. And so we ended up doing it. And they set up a soundstage at PS1 MoMA in Queens, and I think 6 or 7 cameras, and they filmed us playing Sorrow for 6 hours straight. It's 108 times.
Wow.
The same song. We don't change the song form. The song shifts a lot. The music, the musicians, we don't play it the same way twice. But
and does Matt sing the song?
Matt sings it every time. What he breaks down at one point, I think about 4 hours in, and the audience sings it for him. But it's actually like a real. What it is it kind of gets at the heart of what songs are, what the national songs are, which are that song in particular is almost like mantra or something. It's barely, the melody barely moves. It has this kind of chant-like
it's
quality.
It's a very powerful song, yeah.
And then, and also the cameras being right up on us in that way, we couldn't, it really gets inside the characters of each member of the band. So it's actually kind of an interesting document.
And I guess after a few hours, or even after 1 hour, you're sort of don't think about the camera, and it just becomes this, I guess you get into a headspace that is kind of, that you wouldn't get from a live show setting where you're going, leave it set
Did
list.
they ever do that when you're filming
I mean, yeah, sometimes
they
it's
try
good.
to get you, disarm you?
Yeah, and I think sometimes it's good to sort of do things, repeat stuff over and over again till it actually loses meaning sometimes,
Yeah.
Not always, clearly, but sometimes it does click you into another sort of sense of reality. I think that's going to be showing in the Crawford Art Gallery.
At the Crawford, yeah.
Yeah. It's a beautiful old
beautiful museum, and there's a lot of Sugimoto. We're showing his seascape photos as well as part of the festival, and Mary Hickson has done an incredible job working with this, many different venues. And Cork is a special place because it has so many different types of, traditional venues or places that don't normally have music, but we're getting them, involved. And so the city has been kind of amazingly welcoming about the idea.
Great. Well, Cork people are amazingly welcoming. We're known for our welcomes.
Yeah. And down to earth.
Oh, unbelievably down to
Yeah,
earth.
the definition of down to earth. Yeah.
It has a great tradition of music in the city, and many different types of music. So it seems very apt that it's Cork,
Is there anything we're not doing that you think we should?
No, I believe there is actually going to be music. Mary was telling me there's going to be music on the water.
That's
like
true.
they're going to float a pontoon out and put, I don't know who it is.
We
the Franco Walters.
We have some traditional rowing Irish boats that
great,
we're going to have music in, and then I believe the Irish Navy is going to help us out and maybe put us on a boat.
Oh wow!
Which is, as an American, unthinkable. But of course, in Ireland, that is within the realm of possibility.
I think it might just be. So we talked about it. We talked about the festival. We talked about where it's come from. When is it on? This is important. Piece of information.
Sounds from Safe Harbour in Cork, Ireland is happening September 17th through 20th this year. So be there. And there's some events leading up to it as well that you should be part of. There's a residency at Lismore Castle and a little art show there, and a performance there as well. So we're that's in the week before September 7th to 12th. Cool. But yeah, the festival starts on September 17th.
Great. Good stuff. Well, good to chat to you.
Thanks, Cillian.
Nice one. Yeah. Cool.
Thanks, buddy.
That was great.
That sounds good, lads.
Yeah,
good.
Could have talked for hours, but nobody's going to watch it. It'll be a 6-hour chat.